Thanks very much, everyone. To start the morning of keynotes, we've got a company that obviously we're all very familiar with. It's not that common for a company that comes in and disrupts an industry one time to come back and do it again and to make the next round of technology innovation as big a part of their story as it was the first time around. And Cisco is obviously the company that came to this market several years ago and really started the process that we're in now. And so that's why we're really excited to have them on the keynote stage and to have Amy Chang as the keynoter. Amy served on the board of Cisco before she took over her position leading the collaboration organization. And I think you're going to see some things from her today that give you a good idea of Cisco's vision and where Cisco intends to take the industry in this next round of disruption. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to the SVP and General Manager for Cisco Collaboration, Amy Chang.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. So, for the next 30 minutes, it is my mission to show you Cisco Collaboration in a whole new light, in a cognitive light. And we're going to fast forward and jump to future state first, and then I'm going to pull that back and translate that step by step into what we put into your hands now. So today, on the heels of 24% year-over-year growth that we just announced last earnings, on this already multi-billion-dollar business, we are so excited to introduce the concept of cognitive collaboration. And this concept will touch the 300 million users worldwide we already serve with Cisco Collaboration. Now, when I get the chance to talk to all of you, our customers, our partners, our analysts, one of the most fascinating parts of the conversation is always without fail about where our industry is headed. What happens 2 years, 3 years, 5 years out from now that it's going to come in and fundamentally change the game? That is where cognitive collaboration comes in, because its intelligence and context slipstreamed into the products without the user needing to lift a finger. And this technology is going to fundamentally change how we're able to deliver massively personalized experiences and really transform how we work. Let me give you the simplest example. So you're all really busy people. You got stuff to do every day. So what if next time you were going to sit down with a customer or anyone new, everything about the account, the person, the company was just brought to you on a silver platter? Well, that future is closer than you think. Please take a look.
Identity confirmed. Welcome, Jerry Elliott. I have the briefings for your 3 p.m. video conference with David Solomon of Goldman Sachs and Ariana Huffington of Thrive. David Solomon had a recent news spike. Here is a popular video of David. Goldman Sachs' last reported earnings are shown here. Year-over-year profit and revenue comparisons are as follows. You and David likely know these people in common. 1 minute until your meeting begins.
So, why Cisco? Thanks. So why Cisco to make this happen? What do we have up our sleeves that's actually going to help make this a reality? Well, let me tell you about a data platform that we have just rolled in that came from my startup, a company that we as Cisco bought 10 months ago. Now, most of us from the founding team at a company came from Google. And that's where we built and led Google Analytics for almost 7 years, and built it from this tiny little thing into this huge thing that served 86% of the web. And during that time, there were two things we learned how to do well. The first was build a super scalable data platform. And the second was, well, crawl the web, because it's Google. So you put those two pieces together, and what we created was a massive data ingestion engine that is on the lookout every nanosecond of the day for information about people and information about companies. And as soon as we find any, now mind you, publicly available, non-logged in, privacy-respectful information about people or companies, we take it, we parse it into its component pieces, and we associate it to the right person. Now, this association piece is harder than you think, because if you have a super generic name like mine, I mean, seriously, Amy Chang is the Jim Smith of the Chinese world. There are literally thousands of us, right? There are two at Cisco, actually. The poor other Amy Chang gets Chuck's email and is like, oh, I don't want that. So this new piece of information, which of these thousands of people is it about? That discernment and that level of intelligence is critical to create a data platform of this size and scale. So now there are 250 million rich, dense profiles of people and 25 million of companies inside this data platform. And it is creating the foundation for the new WebEx graph, which will be usable across our entire portfolio. So instead of just telling you, let me show you. All right. Now, this is my friend Pat Wertz's profile on LinkedIn. You can see it's, fairly sparse, because Pat hasn't been looking for a job for years, so she hasn't needed to update it. And it says she's an assistant at 3M. Now, let me show you Pat's profile on the WebEx graph. It is dense, it's rich. Everything you would need to know about Pat is right there at your fingertips. So if we go back up to the section on advisories, in orange right there, if you only have 10 seconds for a meeting, that's your money section. You will find something in there to break the ice with, something that is much more tailored for the combination of you and Pat. And if you have 2-3 minutes to get ready, great. We've got everything for you pulled together. So there's a whole section on publications and videos. Every time she does a video on the web, every time she publishes a blog, anytime she publishes anything, it's right there for you. And you will be among the first to know. All of her news is here as well. So anytime she appears, even in the most esoteric papers, it's right here. So as you go down, every association she has with companies is also here. And by the way, Pat's actually on the board of 3M. She's not an assistant. If I click on Procter & Gamble, where she's also a board member, it opens up the Procter page. Everything about Procter is also here. Everything from the fact that it was founded in 1837, to its financials, to revenue per employee as an efficiency metric. And this chart is a news burst chart. So on any given Wednesday at 10 a.m., we know exactly how much news Procter is supposed to have. If there's a sudden burst above that, and Procter's my customer, yeah, guess who gets an alert? Without having to do anything? Me. And if Pat Wertz is my client, gets a burst, you also get an alert. Again, without needing to lift a finger, right? So this is all well and good in terms of, good, now you have the people data, you have the company data, you can imagine it incorporated into WebEx. What can we do on top of this data? What patterning? Where does AI and ML come in on top of the data? Let's talk about that. All right, this chart that I'm showing you is, okay, so it is an eye chart, but give me 60 seconds and I'll explain it. This is a cohort, and we're looking for rising stars inside this cohort. So we're looking for high potentials inside of the last 50 years worth of Stanford alumni. Each column is a graduating class. Every purple plus is a human being. So you just saw Pat Wertz's profile. Every plus here is another profile. And what we're looking for is whose career has pulled a standard deviation up off of the cohort norm. So as people have gone from hop to hop to hop to hop in their career, how accelerated has that hopping been? At how significant a company each time? All right, a startup will hold less weight, let's say, than a very large company like a Ford. And then you're looking at, well, who else started roughly at the same time, and how did their progressions look? And all of those subgraphs and how they interrelate. And you layer on top of that hundreds of other factors, like social and the symmetry there between my Twitter followers, who I follow and who follows me, right? Because that's also information. You take hundreds of factors, you put them together, you can plot all these people on a normalized y-axis of business prominence. The green line is the 90th percentile. Every single purple plus above that green line, Stanford needs to know about now. Every single purple plus along that band, those are your rising stars. And Stanford needs to start forming a relationship today, because as those people progress in their career, those are your rising stars. So imagine the implications of this on contact center. Imagine that for just a second. And we're going to go back to how this comes into the platform today. So one of the things you'll notice is we've held this announcement. We didn't tell you about it 6 months ago or a year ago and say we're going to do it. We wanted to actually have done it and bring you something to show for it. So as of today, cognitive collaboration is alive inside of WebEx meetings. And if you want a piece of it, all you have to do is go to Control Hub and sign up. And we're so excited to show it to you, because those rich people profiles and rich company profiles, yeah, they're in WebEx. So WebEx, having just won the CRN 2018 Product of the Year award, deserves to be shown to you guys. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Take a look. How beautiful is that, right? The new WebEx? So, we have single customers who are using upwards of 280 million minutes a month on the new platform. We are so thrilled with the usage metrics. Every nerd loves a graph like this for usage metrics. Come on. Okay, so what happens when this level of intelligence and context makes its way from WebEx across meetings, messaging, and calling, into devices, both video and audio, and then into contact center? So let's talk about that. The state of the art right now in contact center is to use customer lifetime value for call routing. That's interesting. But what happens when you take that rising stars analysis I just showed you, and you create a metric of potential customer lifetime value, and you pull that in? Because it's not how much I've spent with you already, it's how much I could spend with you. How much of my future wallet are you going to get? And that is how routing should be done, by taking both of those pieces into consideration. Well, guess what? That's exactly what we're going to be doing. So you're going to see us invest heavily in the contact center space, because we have something massively differential to help customers get the right customer to the right agent at the right time every single time. And our chances of doing that are now exponentially better with both of these halves combined together. So watch the space, because you are going to see us deliver hit after hit for the next 18 months inside of contact center. It's really, really going to change the way we're able to help customers do customer experience. I can't wait. Okay, so that's not all. On our devices side, you all already know about WebEx Assistant, and you know we're going to continue to invest heavily in voice to make certain that's a magic experience inside of meeting rooms. But what you might not have known is our devices are already AI-powered. So you look at the RoomKit Mini. It's affordable, It's gorgeous, but it's also AI-powered. So facial recognition, active framing, which is so critical, actually, for open spaces and small meeting rooms, because you don't want to be zooming in and out a bunch as different people are talking, right? It's much better when it's just intelligently, actively framed. And then advanced telemetry. And the advanced telemetry piece, when I first started 10 months ago, I kind of understood how important it was. But then as I started talking to our partners, I really understood it, because it allows partners to build an entire practice around being very proactive with their large customers about capacity, video capacity. So we had a case the other day where a large multinational had offices in Hyderabad and Sydney that were having to collaborate together and were running out of capacity in their meeting rooms. The partner was able to bring this up with the customer 2 months in advance and actually get all of that set up so that they were never over capacity. And we're seeing that more and more, where partners want to be proactive and preemptive, and we're allowing them to do that. So here today, to show off RoomKit Mini to you, is our Oslo team, who actually builds this fantastic technology. And we wanted to let them show you themselves. Hi!
Hi,
Please tell them
Amy.
more about the RoomKit Mini.
Great to see you guys. Hello, everyone. We are joining you guys live from Oslo today, and we're huddled together in a super small meeting room using the brand new RoomKit Mini. So this is the newest member in the RoomKit lineup, and it has had a fantastic introduction into the market. It's actually the fastest ramping collaboration endpoint ever. And it's specifically designed for huddle spaces and rooms for up to 5 people, so you can think of it as a RoomKit, but smaller.
Yeah, and it's a single screen system where people can sit close to the screen. The RoomKit Mini has an extreme wide angle camera. It's 120 degrees field of view, and I'm actually sitting so close that I just reach out and touch it.
And with the extreme camera view, we need to use the powerful RoomKit hardware to straighten out the fisheye effect. This is something our competitors are not capable of, so let's have a look.
So this is actually the raw camera feed, and this is what our competition would use. So you can see here the bent lines and the curved edges on the sides of the image. It might look funny, but it's not that great. So let's just go back to the corrected Cisco view.
Yeah, and like the rest of the portfolio, the
They're
camera...
clapping!
Thank you. Unlike the rest of the portfolio, the camera is also automatic, so you don't need to worry about camera control. And as you can see, we turn on best view and get a much better and enhanced experience at the far end.
And like most of you guys have probably noticed, we have our name tags popping up here as well. So throughout the whole room portfolio, we can now support all those great AI features. But I also think that we should do a little stress test on this as well. So I don't usually wear glasses, but if I put on a pair right now, we will see that my name tag will still stay there.
Yeah, right. That's not really a stress test, is it? Let's see what actually happens when I put my hair back on. Yes, that works extremely well. So another thing that we wanted to show you is diagnostic mode. So some of you guys have seen this on the other products we have. You can see we have green squares on our faces. This is the way the system knows where we're sitting. We also have the gray square around us here, and that's the actual crop that we're sending to the far end. And in addition to that, we also have people count, which is really valuable information to the administrator, getting a better understanding on how the video system is actually used.
So to sum it up, from Oslo, the RoomKit Mini has been a runaway success so far. It is providing the same industry-leading quality that our customers are used to from Cisco products, but now also even for small meeting rooms and huddle spaces.
Yay! Thank you, team! All right. I love that team. So, it is all well and good for us to stand up here and tell you that cognitive collaboration is going to be the best thing since sliced bread. But you and I both know what really matters is what customers have to say. So to that end, we wanted to bring insights from Ford, Procter & Gamble, and Splunk about why they think cognitive collaboration will be massively game-changing and how it is going to help shape the employee experiences they want to bring to their tens of thousands of employees. Take a look.
We really want to create a set of experiences for our employees from the time they arrive to the time they go home, for them to walk into work and say, wow, Ford is a great place to work. On an annual basis, we have nearly 7 million meetings and over 170 million minutes.
3 million meetings per year going on a global basis, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in countries around the world. We have to bring people together, and video is the best way to do that.
We used to think about it as, webinars and video connections, but now we're actually talking about an experience.
Now we get to create a different experience, and employees get a chance to collaborate in a different way.
An experience that people enjoy, that people engage with.
It's a very different way of looking at collaboration.
There are information grids within corporations. Information grids have to be unlocked. It takes technology such as the cognitive collaboration tools to be able to do that. Cognitive collaboration is the future.
Recognizing the employee as they walk into the room, making sure that, again, it's that seamless, frictionless experience for them.
It brings the information to you. It's a push. You don't have to run 20 different Google searches, and you don't have to go to LinkedIn, and you don't have to, it automatically comes to you, and I just think it's going to be incredibly powerful.
Thanks. So we thank our colleagues at Ford, Procter & Gamble, and Splunk, not just for their support, which we very much appreciate, but for their input and their feedback. Because anytime you're launching a revolutionary new technology into market, obviously you want your customers, your partners, your analysts to give you commentary and feedback so that we can tune and we can tweak the right way. So please, lay it on us. We're ready. All right. Now, we would be remiss if we didn't talk for a second about developer tools, about the developer ecosystem, and what we're doing to make certain we're enabling partners and developers to serve customers in a more and more customized way, industry by industry and vertical by vertical. There is one example that is so near and dear to my heart, and it sits in the healthcare industry, specifically with telehealth. And it begins with a little boy named Lorenzo, who in the first 9 months of his life had to have 2 massively invasive heart surgeries. Thanks to our partners at Locus Health, together with Children's Hospital of Cleveland, Apple iPads, and Cisco Jabber, we have rolled out a life-saving program for babies across the nation. Please, take a look at Lorenzo's story.
We would spend all day at the hospital, come home, sleep, and then be back up there every day. He was in the hospital for 5 months. It was a lot to get used to.
Whenever I walk in the room of a new baby that's born, even if we knew before birth that the baby was going to be born with single ventricle heart disease, the first thing that I say to the family is congratulations, because they need to feel happy the same way I felt when I had my kids. In the past, they actually keep these babies in the hospital. But over time, we found that we can monitor them safely at home, and technology has really helped us do that. The Locus Health app and the Jabber app allow parents to feel safer at home and have a sense of control.
The team on the other end is going to be there to look and make sure everything's going okay. The minute that we need to do a Jabber, I'm immediately on the iPad with the family saying, we're going to get it figured out together. You need to get back to the family life. The bonding that families can have with your baby at home versus in the hospital.
Hi, Bree. How's it going?
Hi, Jody.
Oh, look how big he's getting.
Yeah, he looks really good. We have a way to connect with them instead of taking him to the doctors all the time.
These are people's kids who they have hopes and dreams for. We want to help them see those hopes and dreams fulfilled.
Between life-threatening illness and getting back to life as you know it, there's a bridge. Cisco, the bridge to possible.
So that's what collaboration is all about. Even when you're miles and miles apart, feeling like you're right there in the same room together, able to help each other, work together, and in this case, save a life. We are so proud of what the doctors and clinicians have done with the Rainbow Babies program, and we're so happy to have been even a very small part of it. So, while we're making cognitive collaboration a reality, there are also promises we've already made to you. We've promised you we will simplify. We've promised you a single unified portfolio. And you will have seen us hard at work on making that happen fast. And we promised you interop, because we're part of an ecosystem. So of course customers have software they're already using, and we need to work with that software. So I am excited to show you what we have already done there, with much more to come. Take a look. All right, now let's take a second and talk about the awesomeness of our premise-based customers and how much we love them. Because, I will tell you, just on Jabber alone, since I started 10 months ago, we've moved from 36 million active users to 45 million actives just on Jabber in 10 months. That growth rate is insane. So yeah, you better believe we're going to keep bringing it for our premise-based customers. We are going to make sure they have a phenomenal roadmap and a phenomenal user experience. And we are excited to do it. Because that market, it is strong, it is healthy, and we are going to keep investing. So, our mission today was to tell you what we have for you today, tomorrow, and for many tomorrows to come. We are so excited, if you couldn't tell, to make cognitive collaboration a reality for you, to have intelligence and context slipstreamed in to WebEx, across calling, messaging, meetings, into our devices, across phones and video, and into Contact Center, where it is going to change the game. And you are just going to see hit after hit from us for the next 18 months, because that's how we deliver on this vision, to create cognitive collaboration that just works. That's the plan, and that's our promise to you. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to get to catch you all throughout the show. Thank you.